everyone, welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm DK.
I'm Rizzo.
And I'm Zero, and today in Anime Reaction Watch episode 11 of 100.
If you want to check out our reaction to the 11th episode of 100, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section, because we love hearing from you.
As always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. Don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching.
Please support the official release. We now return you to your regularly scheduled idiots.
Ding! Alright, all of our,
All the hates. I can feel
Okay,
it.
so
episode 11 of Backcross. 100.
let me start out with the insert songs. They went from insert song to opening song to insert song. They wasted like a good 10 minutes of this anime on those three songs.
And then they did one more after that, actually, didn't they? Or a couple more.
Nope.
No. They had one like
concert.
playing, but there's other
right.
stuff going on.
When
I
you
was
were-
more just talking about when there's nothing else going on other than the song, and occasionally somebody will talk, and it's about the song. So basically the cold intro, and then we have the opening, and obviously don't have a problem with that. But then right after having a song for the cold intro and the opening song, we had another insert song where it's just the other characters praising it.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a pro tip, if you want to promote an album, there's a cheaper thing called commercial.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, but a whole anime episode, what's the figure?
It
like
wasn't the
100?
whole episode, let's be honest, but
for as
it
much
was an irritatingly large amount of the episode.
Yeah, for a good portion of the episode, and considering these cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars to make per episode, a commercial would have been cheaper.
Maybe.
Well, actually, depending on when it airs and how often, but still. Yeah.
But, so... Let's not dive too far into the negativity here. Let's actually start off with the actual story plots that actually happen in the anime.
Okay, so there was a concert. I'm sorry.
Dink! Ran right.
Okay.
Earth and water, man. it was that simplistic.
So basically, the little garden comes under attack by Vitaly, and she attacks with basically the extra cleaning drones, the Roombas. All the extra ones that they had to buy. Basically, she snuck in and replaced those, I think is what was going on.
With the most horrifying Beast Wars Transformers I could ever think of.
Yeah, basically they dispersed into like atoms and then reassembled into the Hornet
mecha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't actually shift shape like an actual Transformer. Kind of, like you said, kind of just transmutated or some shit.
According to quantum physics, it could be possible to program atoms do that.
Well, I don't actually have a problem with the way that happened in this series, because that's basically the way that the hundreds worked.
Yeah. I can buy the science.
Yeah.
At least within the realm of the series.
The realm of the series.
That's cool.
Actually, I kind of like the way that part of the attack took place, because it was really well thought out, I think. Basically, because the little garden would need so much extra stuff for the Gardens Festa.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, since Vitaly was deeply involved in constructing Little Garden, she knew that they would be I guess renting probably extra cleaning robots for the occasion. And so I can see how she knew to make those so that she could carry out this attack.
She also designed the ship.
Yeah,
I mean, she knows how it works. She knows, where to hit, when to hit.
Yeah, and she would know that they would be renting out extra cleaning robots.
Yeah. There was an inside job of the highest order.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is their basic security.
That was god awful.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that in a moment. But so the whole ship comes under attack from these exploding hornets, and they're targeting the power supplies. Right. The power distribution.
And there was 8 hornets that ran straight in for some sort of
server room. It looked like.
Yeah, it looked like the main server room. And good old data shank, a la Star Wars / RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stuck it in.
Just
yeah.
Good old data shank.
Data shank.
Because there's always a port for that.
Well, I kind of understand it in this because she designed the entire ship.
It just wouldn't look cool if it were just a USB thing.
Right. If it,
I mean, if it were a real life, it'd probably be like a quadricopter with a little USB attachment on an arm. That's infinitely
more lame. You're not going to attach into the servers with a USB.
Exactly. That's infinitely more lame than a mechanized Hornet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it would. I actually work at a data center, so it would be a lot more complicated than a data shank. That's what I'm telling you.
Small holes, small probe.
No, there's a lot of stuff that you have to connect.
Oh.
But yeah, so let's see what else after that. Oh yeah, so some planes flew in and dropped off these
crashed in
after being not picked up by the idiot.
We'll get to that. That's in the security issues.
We'll get to the negativity later.
They crashed in. Some of them came in very low, and I guess they managed to get underneath that protective bubble, which I don't necessarily understand, but whatever.
They end up dropping off a lot of larger of these replicators.
Yeah, they call them replicators. Replicants. They're basically savages without cores.
Man-made savages.
That are, manufactured by Vitaly. And then another plane flies in, and it gets shot by a bunch of missiles, but manages to crash onto the bubble anyway.
And then now you have a bunch of savages, or a bunch of replicants on top of the bubble, smashing the bubble, trying to pop it.
Yep. And so Hayato and Emilia are going to be going up on top of the bubble to try to stop those replicants.
Hopefully some badassery from them next episode.
We have the student council vice president went over to assist trying to destroy the replicants on one of the runways on the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Vitaly went in and retrieved the 3 hunters and probably brainwashed them. Definitely tortured them.
She persuaded them very well.
I would be very, very blood raged if someone pushed a button and suddenly an ear-piercing ring started playing in my ear. I would probably choke them to death.
Shit, she gave them back their hundreds. Could have transformed into their hundreds and killed her.
Like, if you whistle high enough around me, I might punch you.
Me too. I'm very sensitive to high noises.
I can't stand
killed our neighbors yet.
They don't whistle.
They just make loud noises.
They're not high pitched.
I think we want to talk about some of the things that we didn't really like about the episode.
Where to start?
There were a lot of things in this episode.
Whoever's manning those cameras, fired. Lesbotron.
The security for the entire fucking festival,
fired.
Horrible. Terrible security.
Piss poor, yes.
That is not the way that you run security for an event.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's all student run.
I know.
These are teenagers.
I know, and we
And
can't really.
And this is genre wide. It just.
Yeah, it's very, very annoying that it has to be like that.
I can understand the enemy, working their way past security, but at least have half-ass security. This was like quarter-ass security, eighth-ass security.
That's probably why we have a hard time with our
Miley
job.
Cyrus security.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that they hired one of the security companies that I used to work for.
Oh, damn. That
And
bad.
you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not naming any names on here, but I've worked for some pretty bad places. First of all, yeah, there was clearly not enough people manning cameras. For an area that size, you probably need a team of like 40 people just on cameras.
True. And whoever was, obviously didn't catch jack shit as it was happening.
Probably more people than that too. Plus the high technology of this place, you'd think that they'd have some sort of facial recognition.
They do.
software.
They used it to identify that Wendy chick who went missing in the battle.
No, that was
Or,
them picking her up.
but yeah, they have software that can identify people.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I mean, the only thing I could say about that is maybe Vitaly had written in a backdoor or something. That's some major planning, like way beforehand. Like what?
So kind of like Aiden
15
Pierce in
years?
Watch Dogs. Just has
Yeah.
something on her that's just like, nope, your cameras can't identify me.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
that
like
would
the
make
only
sense.
thing there. But then the fact that the security was stretched so thin at the gates that one brainwashed person was able to let in somebody without checking them.
Well, they were supposed to be on normal guard duty, but they were brainwashed. But
There shouldn't be
Really,
one
one
person
person.
at the fucking gate
At all.
no.
ever.
Yeah, even just across.
So just think about the. I don't know if I should state the actual location. The large event center that both DK and I still technically work for, even though we haven't actually worked there in quite a while.
Yeah.
Each gate has, each magnetometer, metal detector,
Is manned.
is manned by 3 people apiece.
Actually, in the teams I've supervised, 5 people. 3 on the magnetometer, and 1 in the front, 1 in the rear. Or 1 in the front, 1 in the rear, and then me actually watching them.
I'm not even talking about the supervisor. I'm just talking about the actual guards on the.
But there are numbers.
Yeah, there
are a
should
lot
be
more
larger
numbers.
numbers.
Now multiply that by how many? 30?
32
32.
on each bank,
Yeah.
and then multiply that by like 6 banks on one side of the event.
Just
center.
one side, yeah. Yeah.
The lengths that people actually need security.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing, that doesn't always work either. In fact,
Yeah.
oftentimes it fails to pick up basic weaponry.
It can, but the way that they were running security there, as it showed in the last episode,
Plus
that girl that was brainwashed was basically by herself on that one gate, and it wasn't even like one metal detector. It was
a turnstile.
or turnstile or whatever.
Yeah.
It was her looking over like 10 of them. That's not the way to do security. Ever.
This is probably why we have shitty jobs. Because shit like this happens.
And then let's turn our attention to the Watchmen.
The worst Watchmen
Ever.
No, I take that back. There has been one Watchman that I know well, I don't personally know him, but I've heard one Watchman that is worse. However, Claudia, the person that we've been absolutely despising since she arrived on this, basically turns her back entirely on her duties.
Yeah, she's just looking up. She's looking straight down, on the edge of the boat.
And doesn't realize that there are 3 planes approaching the ship
So she's looking straight
until
down.
200 meters out.
Yeah, didn't even hear them.
Yeah. And not only that, the way that she's acting also made it so that the people who were with her were more worried about her than their fucking jobs. She's a goddamn liability. She should be kicked out of whatever fucking military school that she's at.
Honestly, she should have been swallowed.
Oh. But yeah, she's literally sitting there with her knees to her chest, looking at the ground and being like, "Oh, I wanted to hang out with fucking Amelia. Oh, woe is me."
I mentioned I don't remember exactly, no, it was High School Fleet. It was an episode of High School Fleet that I mentioned. You can see a lit cigarette at 5 miles out on the sea. 5 miles.
Yeah.
At night.
At night. At night, yeah. However, these were full-size planes.
During the day,
Multiple.
it was a perfectly clear day.
Yep.
She could see all the way to the fucking horizon. And she didn't notice them until they were 200 meters out. Well, we don't know. That's just...
No, it actually
what they
said
said.
200 meters.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
200 meters.
So blind, deaf, and retarded.
That about wraps it up for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm Rizzo.
I'm Zero.
And I'm DK.
See you next time.